Good morning, everybody. Today, I'm going to be demonstrating some of my top 10 lightsaber moves. Why, you ask? Well, because I'm an absolute nerd, and I've been on a Star Wars frenzy lately, watching all the shows and buying lightsabers. As you can see, I've got 4 lightsabers with me here. Is that too many? I would say no.
Hello there.
And I've just been training a bunch with these things and getting really, really good at spinning. Yes, I am a professional stunt actor here in Hollywood, but I think I was only able to get that way because I embraced my inner nerd. So let's embrace our inner nerds together and spin some lightsabers. Skill number 1, I just call it the around the world. It's where I do this obi-ani, and then I'll bring it across my body and I do a single reverse figure 8 on this side, and then I bring it back in. This spin right here, the obi-ani, is also called the senseless spin. So I'm just doing that, and then I bring it across my body to do a single reverse figure 8. And then you do it really fast, and I think it looks really cool. So the second skill is actually kind of tricky. It's kind of an illusion. It's actually just a simple handoff from one hand to the other, but I call it the butterfly handoff because you're doing a front spin handoff in front of you. And then as you do that, you kind of hit this butterfly position with your hands, and then you can roll the saber from one hand to the other. So really slowly, I go boom like that. But when you do it quickly, it looks like it just like teleports from one hand to the other. So I just call it the butterfly handoff. So I can be doing whatever I want here, doing figure 8s, and then boom, and bring it to my left arm, and then I could casually bring it back to the right. All right, number 3 is where we get to embrace our inner Jedi, because this is a behind the back blind catch where we throw it from our right arm behind our head and we catch it with the left arm. Yeah, that was it. That was a good one. Nope. Caught the saber. You don't want to catch the saber. Or hit yourself in the back of the head. Yeah, that was a good one. Nice. And then a little butterfly handoff. Obi-ani. All right, number 4, and now we've got dual sabers. Well, we did a variation of the obi-ani with the single saber. We've got to do the same here. It's the double obi-ani, where we're doing both of them at the same time. And then you can finish in a cool pose. Starting slow, you can either start slow and ramp it up, have it be more casual, and then kind of start to rip it a little bit more, or you can just go from kind of the stationary stillness and then go and pull it out right away. Super fun one. Really quick shout out for today's sponsor. It's you. It's you guys. I just want to say that I really appreciate you, and I love making these videos and sharing my love for nerd culture and superheroes and Star Wars. So if you're into this kind of stuff and you're not subscribed, then I would encourage you to subscribe. Number 5, I just call these butterflies. I don't know what it is with me and butterflies, but it's where you're doing simultaneous figure 8s on either side of your body. But whereas the obi-ani, they're offset, you have one in front and one in behind. These are synchronized, so they both go behind and then in front together. So I just call this the butterflies. Number 6, this one's kind of an illusion. Maybe that's why I like it so much. I call it the pinwheel, but it's where you're doing alternating forward rotations with both hands. So I'm doing left arm is going forwards and right arm is going forwards. They're just going at separate times, which creates this infinite like circle effect. So I like to start with them together, spinning them at the same time, and then as I'm going, I can choose to switch towards that pinwheel. And I think this would be a super cool move in a show or something if you have a Jedi and they're surrounded on both sides by a bunch of stormtroopers with blasters, and then they just get in the middle and start ripping these things back and forth and just like, well, apparently I can't hold on to my sabers, but where they could just be like deflecting like crazy, like especially with like the blurring and the flashings of the lights. I think that'd be a really cool move. Number 7, and you Star Wars fans might be familiar with this. This is when Anakin is fighting Count Dooku in episode 2, and Obi-Wan throws him the second saber from the ground, and Anakin catches it. He's spinning the whole time, and as he's spinning, he's doing a flourish with his lead hand. He flourishes, and then he steps and he flourishes, steps, and cuts. I remember seeing that in the movie, and I thought it was super, super cool. So we're on to staff now for 8, 9, and 10. And I've got, what's really cool is that my 2 black sabers join together and my 2 silver sabers join together. You can see the height difference. Like this one goes just above my head, and this one is another like 6 inches taller, which is really cool, but it does make spinning it a little bit more difficult. So I'm gonna use a 6-footer right now. So number 8 is one of the staples of the staff, in my opinion. It is the front spin, where you're just doing these passes from hand to hand. And then when you choose to, you can choose to speed it up. Ultimately, you want to be able to do this with your eyes closed. It takes a lot of practice, because you can bring it in from figure 8s on the outsides, and you can bring it in into this front spin. You can do it moving backwards, moving forwards. You're deflecting tons of bullets and things. Front spin. Number 9, same rotational plane as the front spin, but now we're doing figure 8s on both sides. So we've got downward figure 8s on one side, and then we can bring it across our body and do upward figure 8s. So I can start slow and then choose to rip it and then switch. Last one, this is kind of a cheeky one. I just call it the helicopter spin, and then where you transition to a single hand spin and you let it just spin on a single palm. I guess it's called a palm spin. Same as the front spin, it's the same hand technique. You just do it above your head on a different plane, and you can get it going faster, and then when you want, you can transition to the single hand. So I like to spin into it so I can be here, hold the staff back, 360, and then transition to the palm here. I feel like a Jedi when I do it. I'm like, grab it, pull, bring it down, whatever. And drop my staff, apparently. So those are some of my top 10 favorite lightsaber moves. If you guys are into this kind of stuff, this channel is all about what I call being super, where we take these characters that we know and love, like Jedi, like Spider-Man, and we learn to be like them by being fit, by being strong, and by learning physical skills to make us feel more and more like these superheroes. So if that sounds like you, then subscribe, because I think you're in the right place, and I'll see you soon.